What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sap Shop. If you're new here, my name's Dylan, where I do woodworking in this 12 by 20 shed. Today I want to talk to you about budget woodworking. If you're just getting started out woodworking, I know it can seem expensive, but there's so many ways to get tools and materials without going broke. So I'm going to tell you those today. Getting started woodworking can seem super overwhelming, like you need thousands of dollars worth of equipment. Well, that's not the case. You don't need to watch all these guys' crazy equipment. I made a list of essential tools that's easy on the budget and can help you build pretty much whatever you want to for a beginner. So my first tool will be the jigsaw. You can cut straight lines, you can cut curved lines, you can do round circles, whatever you want to do. This saw can get you there, and it's pretty cheap. You can get a corded one for around 50 bucks. Like Walmart, you don't need the best one in the world. Cordless is always nice, but you can get a corded one pretty cheap, and it'll do everything you need to do, especially when you're first starting out. Now, when it comes to putting things together, you're going to want to drill. I personally love the M12. The M12 line of tools, the Milwaukee, is just awesome. It is way cheaper than buying a full-size drill. And when you're first getting started, unless you're trying to go crazy, coring out 4x4s or something, this is going to do absolutely everything you need. The batteries are crazy cheap. You can get a bunch of kits for under 200 bucks of the drill and driver. It's just so versatile, so budget friendly. This thing, I use this more than I use my full-size drills. I've got a few over here that I barely touch. I probably get jealous when I go grab this thing. Look how beat up this is. My other ones look brand new because I don't touch them. For hand tools, you are absolutely 110%. This is the first thing you should buy before you even touch the power tools. Is you should be grabbing a speed square, plastic, metal. It does not matter. You just need a speed square. You need a tape. I say at least 16 foot. You never know what you're going to be doing. I like 25 footers because I do construction, but that's just me. You can get a 12 footer, might be perfect for you. If you're just doing little projects, whatever you can afford, at least 16 foot is what I recommend, but if you got a 12 footer on hand, use that. Get you some pencils. You don't have to have these carpentry pencils. They are pretty cheap, but whatever pencil you have on hand will work just fine. So when you're finishing a project, getting into finishing a project, you just got it all put together. Now it's time to give it a nice sand. You don't need a power sander. You don't need to have orbital sander, anything like that. What you need is a block of scrap wood and a sheet of probably 220, depending on what finish you want. You take your sheet, you wrap it around your block. Probably want a smaller block, and you've got yourself a sanding block. This will help you finish anything by hand. This is the most budget friendly sanding out there. Right here, your two hands. For me, when it comes to clamping and gluing up stuff, I love these pipe clamps. They screw onto any piece of pipe here. I got 1/2-inch pipe clamps. They're $11 for a set for one of these, and you can get this pipe here. This is 36-inch pipe here. It's already got the threads and everything. You can buy this for a couple bucks. Screw these onto them. I actually have, if I can get it, much taller 5-foot clamps here, 5-foot pieces of pipe that I just screw these guys onto. They make the most sense to me. Instead of buying a bunch of different size clamps and then trying to figure it out, boom, you just screw this on here, slide this on the other end, and you've got a 5-foot clamp for a larger project. These pipe clamps are my favorite go-to clamps. There's a lot more expensive ones out there, but why go expensive when you can go cheap? This is a budget video. These things got rubber pads on them, and you can make them any size you want as long as you got threaded pipe the size that you want. Now, Harbor Freight does have some options. You got these guys. I think this is $7 for this clamp here. I'm not a huge fan because it does have these notches here. But when you're on a budget, you make it work. These things perfectly, yeah, 36 inch. These things are perfect for beginners. I would definitely recommend these. And one of my other clamps that I use the most, Myers. Got these from Myers. Just clip them on there. They hold so well. These things are probably, I think, like $10 for a pack of 12 different sizes of these. Just, you don't need crazy expensive. If cheap works, get it. And you can make your own. You don't have to buy clamps or jigs from somebody. Use scrap wood, make your own. You can take two pieces of wood, screw them together to hold what you need together. It's just sandwich some boards together with some screws to push your pieces together. Done. Now that we got tools out of the way, your next biggest expense, easy, is your materials. Getting wood can be expensive, especially when you're first starting out. Let me just buy this chunk of wood here to screw it up. That's where pallets really come in clutch. If you do not mind picking up a pallet, getting the nails out of it, processing it down, but you're broke. We're cheap. Processing it down, a little bit extra time for free material, hell yeah. I have had so many pallets stacked up on the side of my house. As soon as I told people, hey, I'm doing woodworking and I would like some pallets, everybody had a pallet for me. Everybody. My wife hates me. I have used so much pallet wood, but it has been there free to hone a craft that I can now use more expensive pieces of wood on, and I'm more confident I'm not going to screw it up. Now I do screw up wood. I do screw it up, but I have all that experience. So my main place to source materials when you're on a budget is 110% Facebook Marketplace. This is one of the things I've sourced. My whole workshop is finished with this wood here. These are offcuts. They look like pallet wood. It's offcuts from a sawmill. They're 3 foot by between 5 and 6 inch wide. They all varied. They're all different, but they were dried already, ready to go. 50 cents a piece is what I got from this guy. I bought a bunch of them. So $150 got me so much wood. It did my whole workshop and a bunch of projects I had. Sourcing from Facebook, offcuts from mills, and pallet wood is probably going to be your best bet to finding free, cheap lumber, offer to haul away stuff for people. And if you just tell people, hey, I'm woodworking and I've been looking for free wood, guarantee you somebody's got something for you that you can just have for free. Come haul this bunch of wood that I have left over from a project away and you can have it. I've done that so many times, and being broke, on a budget, working in a shed, I'll come a haul away anything, any day. Extra tip here, when you are sourcing your tools, Marketplace, yard sales, sometimes Goodwill are the best places to go. I had a miter saw for 8 years I got from Marketplace for $50. It's a Ryobi 10-inch miter saw. My brother is still using this saw. I gave it to him when I upgraded to my Milwaukee. And best $50 ever spent. Do not downplay the Marketplace. Now, I will say this, do not give away safety for cheapness. Do not get an unsafe tool because it's so cheap. Definitely be safe. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope my tips and tricks help you out on your journey to woodworking. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you need some budget builds or anything like that, please put it in the comment section. Give me some of your tips. I'd love to hear what tips you've used to make your woodworking journey easier. Just remember, you don't have to buy all the tools at once. You will accumulate them. And until next time, have a good night.